General Cotton, General Whiting, welcome. Thank you for your testimony this morning, and I extend my thanks to all the men and women who serve under your commands. General Cotton, since Xi Jinping took power a little over a decade ago, China's nuclear arsenal has increased by more than 100%. By 2035, the department anticipates that China's nuclear arsenal will have increased by 500%. How would you characterize the threat posed to the United States by China's rapidly growing nuclear arsenal?
You know, as my predecessor said, and I love using this terminology because it is, the breakout that we saw and the advancements and how quickly the advancements that we're seeing on China to rapidly create a viable triad is breathtaking.
Unprecedented, the pace at which they're expanding?
It is.
Okay. And your statement says that they have a triad today, is that correct?
That is correct, Senator.
It may not be the most cutting-edge versions of it. The bombers may require standoff weapons, but they're working on stealth bombers, is that correct?
That is correct.
Do you think that a nation that multiplies its nuclear arsenal as rapidly as China does, especially one governed by communists, is doing so with peaceful intent?
I think the minimum deterrent strategy that we used to hear that China links themselves with as far as their strategic policy, I find hard to believe that can still be a policy with the way that they're building out their arsenal.
For years, China had pursued so-called minimum deterrence, but they also are well known for a policy called hide and bide. Hide your strength and bide your time. Do you think it's fair to say that China is shedding the hide and bide strategy now?
Senator, they're showing us their capability and showing us how fast they can grow.
They also have had a long declared, at least formal, policy of no first use. Does it make sense to expand your nuclear program by 500% and retain a no first use policy?
I'll go back to using that as the opening for a minimum deterrent strategy. That probably is in alignment, but what we're seeing, probably not so much.
It's a pretty big investment of national resources to expand your nuclear weapons by so much if you're planning to keep a no first use policy, wouldn't you say?
Even though we haven't heard them say that, you're absolutely correct.
It will shock everyone to hear that Chinese communists have a history of lying, not just about their nuclear weapons. The Tibetans would probably have something to say about that. Let's look at what we're doing to counteract this threat. Well, first, actually, let's stay on the threat. How does China's nuclear arsenal compare to ours today?
Today, we're still superior in there, but like I said, I think the reality is we're going to have to continue to modernize our current systems. We are superior to them today.
Today, yes. If China continues on the pace on which the department projects by 2035, will they have achieved parity with the United States?
In the realm of their land-based systems, yes.
Okay. And what if you combined the total forces of China and Russia by 2035? Would those two countries combined have nuclear overmatch against the United States on the current pace?
Well, the weapons count would be larger than our weapons count.
Okay, what we're doing. Is the B-21 moving quickly enough to meet your future deterrence requirements?
The limited production rate of the B-21 is the only thing that I wish we could do a little quicker. The fact that that is an incredible sixth-generation platform, all indications are that weapon system is moving along at a great pace as far as delivery. The ability for production and the number of production as a warfighter, obviously, I would love to have.
It'd be nice
more.
To have more than 100.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Final topic. Let's look at I guess you'd call it a first-generation aircraft, the B-52. I think it's 79 years old now.
70.
70. All right. almost as old as some senators. But, you know, we often hear, we often hear criticism that like, well, we're flying aircraft that are older than General Cotton. We're flying aircraft that started when these pilots' grandparents were flying it. I kind of subscribe to if it ain't broke, don't fix it philosophy. It can't go into a denied environment, but once air defenses have been reduced and with extended range standoff weapons, it's highly effective. Why is it critical that the Air Force also re-engine the B-52 for your deterrence needs?
Senator Cotton, thank you for that question. SERP is absolutely an imperative as part of the nuclear modernization. As you mentioned, yes, it gets picked on quite a bit on its age, but as we look at what the capacity and what the capability is of that weapon system, that platform, it's amazing. And what that will be able to do for us, and I said earlier, we need to think about the ability for it to carry LRSO. It is the platform that will carry LRSO. It is the platform that has a lot of mass as far as capability. And I want it to be able to have a long-range strike standoff capability even greater than it has today.
Thank you. It is old, but if it's well-maintained and modernized, it seems to me that it's still a vital part of our triad.
You are absolutely correct, Senator.
A lot of your troopers would probably love to drive a Chevy Bel Air or a Ford Thunderbird from the 1950s as well. So maybe they should be.
Well, I call it a resto mod, Senator.
Thank you.